Hi Libra, welcome to your love reading for June 2017. This month I'm working with the Wheel of the Year Tarot, and as always the Crystal Visions. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started and get you 9 cards. This is the love reading for the sign of Libra for June 2017. The first card you have, Libra, is the Ten of Swords. Love reading for Libra, June 2017. The Ace of Cups. The Knight of Cups. The Chariot. The Princess of Cups. The Princess of Swords. The King of Swords. The Four of Pentacles. The Five of Cups. Okay, so the card at the bottom of the deck is going to represent the main energy around your love life for June. And you have the Queen of Wands. So this can be someone who's a fire sign, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. An interesting fact for you, when I properly shuffled the deck, she was at the bottom of the deck, and now she's at the bottom of the deck again. So for some of you, your partner might be the fire sign, or this could be somebody new coming into your life. I definitely see a lot of emotion around you. You have the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups, sorry, this isn't, I probably should have put on my glasses. I think it's not the Princess of Cups, I think it's the Prince of Cups. Let me just take a look at this. The Prince of Cups and the Five of Cups. So there's a lot of emotion going on around you. We will see how this all ties in together, but let's take it one card at a time. So you have the Ten of Swords. So for some of you, I definitely see that energy in this reading. For some of you, this could be that you're getting over a breakup or a divorce. The Ten of Swords does mean that you feel that you are in a low place. You're kind of mourning the loss of a relationship. And you haven't quite, it hasn't quite clicked to you to move on. For some of you, you are going through this energy, and it's time for you to move on. For others, the message is that, you've already been through the worst in a relationship. You definitely have some encouraging messages over here. You have the Ace of Cups in the middle. So the Ace of Cups, that is, obviously a new relationship. So for those who are single, where there was a breakup, somebody broke your heart, they lied to you, or they betrayed you, there's somebody new coming in, and it could be this fire sign here. For those who are already coupled, it could be that you have been through a really difficult time. And usually with the Ten of Swords, you have been. It is a 10, so it is an ending. It's time to move on to something better. And then you have the Ace of Cups, which is a new beginning. So for those who are, married, or you're coupled, and maybe you've not broken up, but you've been through a really difficult time, the Ace of Cups is saying that, you will be rekindling your relationship. There will be a fresh start for you and your partner. You're healing things. You're staying together. The love is still there. Now you also have the Knight of Cups. So this does represent, positive movement in your love life. For those who are single, things are moving along. Even if somebody broke your heart, even if, there was a lot of devastation, a difficult ending, you're moving on. For those who are coupled, there is that energy again that you're moving on to something much better. A Knight of Cups, to me, this is generally like a proposal of some kind. So somebody could be proposing a second chance. Give me a second chance. This could be a marriage proposal, asking you to move in. Or you could be asking somebody to move in. This is just positive movement in your love life. But it comes after something really difficult. Something that was really difficult for you to let go. Something really difficult to heal, where you basically you were mourning the loss of a relationship and you didn't quite understand that it was time to move on. These people are definitely moving on. Now, you also have the Chariot. So the Chariot does represent a lot of movement. This is significant because it came right after the Knight of Cups. The Knights all represent change and movement, and this is a major arcana all about, yes, movement. This represents, huge shift in your love life. The Chariot is also the victory card. So again, if you have been struggling in the relationship, you've been through a difficult time, perhaps there was some type of ending, somebody moved out, maybe you thought you were moving towards divorce or something like that. The Chariot does mean that, you will succeed in healing this relationship. This is a lot of movement. For some of you, maybe those who are single, it could be that you're traveling to see someone. You're traveling to meet somebody. This could be long distance travel. But this generally means that you're hanging in there. The Chariot means that you're being very persistent and very devoted to getting what you want. And like I said, this is a victory card that involves a lot of movement. So then you have, the Prince of Cups here. So, this it's lined up with the Ace of Cups again. This is a relationship. This is a relationship. They're very similar. This is a very similar energy right here. This can be a new relationship for singles, or it is renewing ties with your existing partner. Seeing it next to the Chariot, this is a very positive omen for you. There can be a rekindling of ties, healing in a relationship, where there is a lot of movement. You're finally moving in a positive direction. There's victory next to this, movement in your love life. But you do have a message here that you need to pay attention to. You have the Princess of Swords. So this represents honesty and truth. So for some of you, there is something that you need to get off your chest. There's something that you have to say to the person that you love. And it could be, you started off with this difficult energy of the Ten of Swords. It could be that you have to be honest with the person, and tell them you lied to me, you broke my heart, you betrayed me, or you abandoned me. There's a need for honest communication. This can even be to yourself, being honest with yourself as far as, what has happened with this person. This is just honest communication, but it is surrounded, by this really positive energy here of, something shifting in your love life. And with the Chariot here, it's positive. So I feel like honest communication will get you what you want. Your energy is here. You have the King of Swords. This is, obviously an air sign energy. And yes, it can be you because Libra is an air sign, but it can also be, another air sign, especially for those who are single. Or it could even be your partner if they're also an air sign. Now, this King of Swords is surrounded by some difficult energy right here. You have the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. So I feel, mostly I get that this is your energy. I feel like Libra is playing it safe. You have the Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to what you have. There is a very fear-based energy with the Four of Pentacles. You'd rather play it safe than gamble something away and end up losing everything. You're being very stubborn with this energy where you don't really want to take a chance. And it could be because of this energy here. The Five of Cups. This does represent sadness and it represents loss. And this generally, this card usually comes up when somebody has broken your heart. So I see that we start and we end the reading with really difficult energies. So it could be, very well be, now that we've gone through these cards, that somebody from the past, where someone was lied to or betrayed, or there was a lot of heartache. There's a possibility of renewing ties, but I feel like Libra is hesitant with the Four of Pentacles. You may not want to be hurt again. You may not want to go through all that again. But I feel, with seeing the Chariot here, and the Prince of Cups, and the Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Cups, some of you may be a little bit afraid, and maybe even still a little hurt, but I feel like some of you will be giving in. I feel like you will be giving somebody a second chance. I just noticed that you had the Queen of Wands, and then right under it, sorry you couldn't see that, you had the Queen of Wands as the main energy, and then when I removed it, you had the King of Wands under here. And to me, these are two people that belong together. So I feel like Libra, you're with the person that you belong. And you know that. Okay, what other messages are there for the sign of Libra for June 2017? You have the Eight of Pentacles. Other messages for Libra for June 2017. You have the High Priestess. And the Tower. Wow. I'm just saying what, because this combination came up for, I don't know if it was Leo or Virgo, because I've already done those readings. These two cards came out side by side, like right here. So if you have a sun or a moon or rising sign in Leo or Virgo, check out those videos because they were side by side. So you have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles, this does mean that there's a lot of work to do. I mean, you have a lot of loving energy in this reading, but you know, you do start the reading with the Ten of Swords and end it with the Five of Cups over here. So there is some difficult energy, and the Eight of Pentacles is telling you, yes, you know, nothing is perfect. No one is perfect. There's a lot of work to do here. You know, but you have the High Priestess telling you to use your intuition. So for many of you, you know, your intuition is strong, and your intuition is either telling you, I can make this relationship work, or this is the person that I belong with. Your intuition is telling you something this month. And I feel, you know, with all these very loving energies that I see, you know, the Ace of Cups, the Prince of Cups, the Knight of Cups, there's a lot of relationship potential. You just have to follow your intuition and watch the signs. It may not be perfect because you have the Eight of Pentacles saying there's work to do, but there's a strong sense of guidance here. You may do the unexpected. You have the Tower. So the Tower is something shocking. This could be a shocking revelation. You know, it could be somebody from the past coming back and saying, I still love you, I never forgot you. It could be that you're telling somebody, I never forgot you, I still love you. This can be a shocking turn of events. The Tower, it just represents something that is unstable, that was never really stable, crumbles, so that something new is rebuilt. So it could be that, you know, during the month of June, a lot of these issues are finally revealed to your partner. All this is out in the open. You know, you feeling betrayed or stabbed in the back, feeling, you know, a lot, you may be sharing that you're feeling really lost, you know, you're feeling really heartbroken for some reason. I feel with the Tower, you know, what was never stable to begin with crumbles so that something new and much stronger can be rebuilt. So for those of you where you feel like, you know, you've been hurt, you've been betrayed, it could be that there's a huge change in the relationship, but it's just to make it stronger. Okay, so let's see what this deck wants to tell you. What other messages are there for the sign of Libra for June 2017? You have the Ten of Cups. Love reading for Libra, June 2017. The Three of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. So it's interesting that you have the Hierophant and the High Priestess in the same reading because they're both very spiritual energy. So I feel like for those of you where you're totally confused when it comes to your love life, you're totally lost, there will be a lot of guidance for you in the form of signs, synchronicities, like your intuition will be very strong. You will know what you have to do. You will know where you belong. Also with the Hierophant, this is a card of kindred spirits, soulmates. You know, this is where you feel a pull towards someone. So you may be kind of feeling like, I know I belong with this person. You know, I feel like, you know, I should get to know this person. The Hierophant is just a sense of belonging. Now, you have more water energy, believe it or not. You have the Ten of Cups and the Three of Cups. So the Ten of Cups, you know, this is, again, confirming for those who are already coupled and married that you are where you belong. The Ten of Cups, this is a family unit. This is marriage, this is children, this is a happily ever after. And it came out with another marriage card, the Three of Cups. Again, this is another marriage card. This also represents a lot of happiness, joy, laughter, celebration. So I feel like for the majority of you, like you're making things work. It may not be easy. And this may require, you to really be strong. You have the Nine of Pentacles. To me, this is a card of personal growth and development. So whatever it is that you're going through in your personal relationship, this is helping you be a better person. This is helping you be a stronger person. And it's right next to your energy. Here's the King of Swords. So I feel like you may be faced with some, really strong challenges. This is something that could have come, from the month of May. It's finally kind of, opening up in the month of June, where there's a lot of honesty. And again, what was never stable to begin with is finally, this finally crumbles to make your relationship or your marriage stronger. I just feel like, you have to be really self-confident that you can make this work. This is making you a stronger and better person. Okay, Libra, this has been your love reading for June 2017. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.